The wait is over, Jim. Manchester United have signed Alexis Sanchez. Henrikh Mkhitaryan is an Arsenal player. I'm sure Paul Gilmore will have more details in London a little bit later. But as far as Manchester United fans are concerned, it's been an awful long wait for this deal to be done. It came as something of a surprise, bearing in mind I think most people in Manchester thought that he would be wearing the blue of Manchester City rather than red of Manchester United. But Manchester United, much like the summer with Romelu Lukaku, came up with a deal that was just too good to resist, not only for the player, Alexis Sanchez himself, but also for the club of Arsenal. They got Henrikh Mkhitaryan, they got a player out that was unhappy. Manchester United have almost swapped silk for silk and steel in Alexis Sanchez, and certainly with Jose Mourinho, someone that he thinks can make a major impression on this Manchester United squad, giving him strength in the right areas, and who knows, perhaps pushing them and pushing Manchester City perhaps to the title this year, but maybe more importantly next year, and also making a real thrust towards the Champions League. We're waiting for details on the length of contract, and I imagine it might be a sort of 3.5-year deal. That's certainly what was being talked about. We know about the figures that were being talked about in terms of wages, but I will temper that by saying that Henrikh Mkhitaryan was on a fairly big whack here at Manchester United. Clearly his wages are soaked up in the deal that Alexis Sanchez has, but I'm told that also the image rights have been very lucrative for the former Arsenal player, who will now be a Manchester United player. We're also waiting confirmation on what number he'll be wearing. We know, of course, he wore the number 7 for Arsenal. The number 7 shirt remains vacant for Manchester United. He has the stature, he has the pedigree and the reputation to certainly fill that shirt alongside the likes of George Best, of Brian Robson, of David Beckham and Cristiano Ronaldo. So it remains to be seen what he gets. In terms of his movements today, he was here very early. He went to Old Trafford, I think, getting some of the commercial and internal media stuff done. We then had the bizarre sight of Henrikh Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez in Liverpool this afternoon, sorting out their work permits. Those were done, the medicals were done, the rest is history. Alexis Sanchez is now a Manchester United player.
It is done, as you've been hearing from James, a joint announcement from Manchester United and Arsenal. Henrikh Mkhitaryan is an Arsenal player. They say they've signed the Armenian captain on a long-term contract. We understand that to be 3.5 years for the 29-year-old. He turned 29 yesterday, of course. He's been in Liverpool today, as you've been hearing, just sorting out the finer points of this deal, including work permit, the medical obviously okay as well. And we can bring you some quotes from Henrikh Mkhitaryan. He said, "I'm very happy that we could finish this deal, and I'm very happy to be here. It's a dream come true because I've always dreamed of playing for Arsenal." Those quotes that emerged this week, of course, from a few years back. Henrikh Mkhitaryan has praised Arsenal in the past. He reiterates that now. He says, "Now I'm here, I'll do my best for this club to create history." Arsene Wenger has also given his response to this signing. "Henrikh is a very complete player," says Arsenal's manager. "He creates chances, he defends well, he can absorb distances, and he's very committed as well. I must say he's a player who has all the attributes." They have also confirmed the departure, of course, of Alexis Sanchez. We know the background to that. They could have got 60 million for him in the summer. Couldn't quite get the replacement over the line in Thomas Lemar, but this has now been a straight swap deal, no cash involved in this, and Henrikh Mkhitaryan becomes an Arsenal player. We understand it on a 3.5-year contract. No confirmation yet of a squad number for him. He will be cup-tied as to the game against Chelsea. He won't be able to play in on Wednesday night, but he is looking likely to make his debut away to Swansea City, as we've been saying throughout the day, a week tomorrow. We did catch up with Henrikh Mkhitaryan on Saturday night. That was the significant day in this part of the deal, because that's the day Henrikh Mkhitaryan agreed to join Arsenal. Nothing was quite signed, sealed, delivered then, and we did put some questions to him. He was all smiles, but he and his representative Mino Raiola politely declined to speak, as you would expect. It was still early, nothing had been signed, but it has now been confirmed, and Arsenal have announced a new signing. Alexis Sanchez goes to Old Trafford, and Henrikh Mkhitaryan is an Arsenal player.